Client strictly wanted this color, but I said it won't suit the vehicle. So let's wait for the phase 2 of this conversation. By the way, this is Rahul from CRDMODS. Here comes the mighty RX100. Who doesn't want to own it, guys? And this beautiful RX100 is more than 3 decades old. So finally it came to CRD modes for its restoration and also customization into a scrambler version of RX series. So before that, let's jump onto the engine condition and the chassis condition and how the vehicle looks before the customization, specifically at an cosmetic view. Even though we have serviced the vehicle post this, so there are no further issues later on, because earlier there were multiple issues related to the carb issues, the piston rings, and there were multiple things which were we have resolved over a period of time. But at a cosmetic point of view, you can see that this vehicle was not at all maintained in a right condition. Most of the parts were missing, even the speedometer were missing, and this is how badly the vehicle has been rusted. And you might think that this is very common for RX100. Yes, this is very common for RX100 because most of the parts which are fitted on the RX100 will be either chrome or and metal parts. Rather now the vehicles are in different plastic and other materials which were used. But specifically to the RX100, most of the materials were only metal and chrome. So that's the reason they lasted so long, even after rusting. So that's about this vehicle, guys. So jump onto the work. So firstly, I want to chop off all the rust on the vehicle. When I say we are chopping off the rust, it's not a simple process as simple as I said. Usually we have to go with multiple steps of and multiple layers of treatments. For example, first on this vehicle, we're gonna use a wire brush to wipe out all the rust and saturated deposits on this chassis. So what happens is, right, when you use the wire brush, it actually chops most of the rust, but still it will have some minor areas where the wire brush can't reach. We will use a sandpaper, 80 grit sandpaper especially for that, so that will remove all the rust in the inside of always the chassis, strenuous work, which guys, you can't actually see there will be the minute areas where it's actually the wire brush can't reach out, and we're going to use the sandpaper over there. We'll go for a chemical peel. So what is this chemical peel actually does? And further, so this at a instance you will understand like what are the area which was cleared out by the wire brush, the chassis, and there are left out areas which you can't for clean chassis minutely notice them. But once so what is the next step the dismantle the parts, once you will notice the must of the rust peel is done, we'll go and wash. So we're going to use the sandpaper, the residue and all the chemicals are removed, the pending rust, apply the and all the grim over it, alcohol, and post that we'll go for a the chemical coating, or you can also call it as a chemical paint job, which actually is removes the leftover rust and the residue over it. Then we'll go for a when we anti-rust coating over there, and top of it we'll go for a then we'll proper matte black primer of 2 layers of primer. Before that, we will also go for a matte, go for a epoxy primer, because epoxy primer is mostly suitable for the metal which is exposed to the air. So this is the chassis which is removed the rust and it's exposing to the air. So we'll go for epoxy primer and 2 layers of it, and then we'll post that we'll go for a basic primer, and then we'll go for a matte black paint job. So it's all the process, guys. It's like, and there are some areas where we have to use a chemical peel. So this is one of the chemical peel we are going to use on the engine bay, because you'll have a lot of multi layers of painting done so many years, right? It's not that like you brought a brand new vehicle, just apply a layer of spray and clean wipe out the old paint. There are multiple layers of paint which were over the decades, so that becomes the biggest job for us to remove that. So at this phase we'll wipe out all the old paint on the engine bay area. So that's about the painting process, guys. Finally, the beautiful crafted RX Scrambler version, what gonna you see now. Besides, the spokes and rims were specially taken care so that these are not rusted out at least the next 5 years, since these were undergone a treatment called powder coating, which will actually last at least for 5 years if you're maintaining the vehicle in a proper condition. The main aesthetics of the vehicle are it has an pearl white tank and a shining black or the Z black side covers with a matte black combo on the entire vehicle, which actually pulls out the aesthetic look which you can expect on a Scrambler. On top of it, vehicle electricals were upgraded by minimizing the consumption by specifically using the LED headlights and LED indicators and the LED tail strip. So this indicators comes with an LED DRL which actually give you an aesthetic look when compared with the other vehicles. And coming back to the rear, you can see the longer seat, but it's a single seat. Under that you can have a mudguard which will actually not provide you the specific purpose of a mudguard, but at least it will give you the proper scrambler look if you don't want to ruin the look. Are you guys not excited to listen the sound of this vehicle? Yes, right? Just check that out. Finally, the client was very much happy with the customization and the restoration which we have done for the RX series. So, when are you reaching out to CRDMODS for your vehicle customizations and restorations? If you like the content, guys, please drop us a like, share it to a friend who actually owns a RX100. Thanks for watching this video by investing your time.